Hey guys, welcome to the Tuesday edition of Another Disney Podcast. Let's do it.
Welcome to ReImagineer It. We are talking about Stitch's Great Escape and Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor this week.
Oh, man. Double dipping.
Get rid of them. Got them? They're gone.
Across the street from each other at the entrance. Can we just talk about, first of all, that's literally like the entrance at the front gate of the park. Because if you think about it, because that's the first thing you get to going in that land. And like, that's what's there. I mean, don't get me wrong. Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor, it was funny. But it seems weird that like that's the first attraction that you get to.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's the word you're going to use for Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor is funny.
It felt right.
It was humorous.
I went for it.
I
was in the
never,
moment.
ever liked it. I've never liked it.
All right, you guys ready? Let's jump in.
Let's do it.
All right, let's plow through some of the history of Monsters, Inc. The attraction first opened in April 2nd, 2007, where it replaced the Circle Vision attraction, The Timekeeper. I loved that. I loved everything about it. Robin Williams, I
don't remember it.
Oh, this is good.
I don't remember much about it, but I remember Robin Williams.
There is a great, okay, so since you don't remember it, there's this awesome guy on YouTube. His name is Rob. His YouTube channel is Rob Fuzz, and he does these live shows every Friday, I think at like 4, but then he'll sprinkle some other ones in, where he just has dozens of videos from parks like 15, 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah,
it's crazy. We're actually going to have him on the show in a couple of weeks. His stuff is so cool. So we watched it the other night, and I was like, oh my gosh, The Timekeeper. We're talking about that this week.
I love, he went live the other day with stuff from Flushing Meadows Park, which is where the 1964-65 World's Fair was. I loved that. It was so great.
So you almost went this weekend.
I almost
We're
went.
almost going to go. Yeah.
Almost.
Okay, sorry.
Almost.
Oops. Squirrel.
Rat hole.
Squirrel. No, that's not squirrel. Oh, squeaker, squeak.
Squeaking.
So it kind of works. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, the main theater is equipped with 400 seats, and it utilizes digital puppetry technology similar to the Epcot's voice-directed Turtle Talk with Crush. Live actors perform voices behind a large digital screen, while computer-rendered monsters appear with the actors' voices. However, on October 27th, 2020, Disney announced that many of the shows in live entertainment would be laid off, such as Citizens of Hollywood, sad face, at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor at Magic Kingdom, due to a dispute between the Actors Equity Association and Walt Disney World. I did no research on this. When I read that, I was like, wow, that's a random reason to close.
Yeah.
I would love to know the backstory now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Should we give both histories right up front?
yeah.
Yeah.
Why not? Do it.
Yeah.
The history
Gutting
of
both of them, so you might as well.
the history of that's right, they're bulldozed. History of Stitch's Great Escape. It opened November 16th, 2004. Many of the animators, this is cool, who worked on Lilo and Stitch partnered with Walt Disney Imagineering for Stitch's Great Escape. The attraction was a replacement of the extraterrestrial alien encounter, which was awful. Sorry. It was the weirdest thing ever to be placed in a Disney theme park.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. Weirder than Stitch's Great Escape?
Yes. At least Stitch had something to do with Disney.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, the Timekeeper didn't have anything to do with this.
Well, it was supposed to be the Alien movie franchise, but they lost that in the creation. So yeah.
Anyway, on September 21st, 2016, it was announced that the attraction would be switching from a daily operated attraction to seasonally operated, depending on attendance. And then starting October 2nd, 2016, from October 2017 and onward. So the ride's first pre-show room was turned into a Stitch meet and greet, which is where our son got to meet him, called Stitch's Alien Encounter Character Greeting.
We were all there. That was so much fun.
Oh, yeah, you were.
Yeah, and Brandon.
And Brandon was.
And me.
The attraction last operated January 6, 2018, which soon led to much speculation over the fate of the attraction. And, of course, eventually Disney officials confirmed in a memo sent to cast members on July 16th of 2020 that the attraction was permanently closed. So let's blow it up.
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Which one you want to start with, Matthew? You want to start with?
I'll do it.
You want to start with Stitch's Great Escape?
Or no. That's not how I'm doing it. Okay. That's not how I'm rolling. They're both going, and it is becoming one thing.
Okay, here we go.
So let's do it. Okay, so for mine, I am paying homage to the extraterrestrial alien encounter. So when you first walked into Alien Encounter, you were brought into the Tomorrowland Interplanetary Convention Center. And I thought, that could be an interesting concept. So when I think of Tomorrowland, I think of that, like, that's exactly what it is. It's the ideas of like futuristic tomorrow stuff. It's not, I don't need a ride there. I don't need a show there. What I want is I want to see tomorrow stuff. I want to see futuristic stuff.
Right. But so right now, when you walk into Tomorrowland, it literally should be Mike's voice saying, "Welcome to Tomorrowland," from the 90s.
Exactly. So here's what I'm doing. I'm gutting both places, and it's becoming the Tomorrowland Interplanetary Convention Center, where you will walk in. Are you okay?
Yeah, that was just a lot of
that one.
That was a lot of consonants.
Yes. So here's what we do. We're gutting it, and we're putting in this convention center, and inside will be things that Disney has up and coming, things that maybe if they want to loop other companies into it, that's great. And I know that this has been a tried model with Communicore and Interventions that failed, but I think it might do better in a smaller space.
I mean, those lasted a long time, though.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And so I think that if there's less to update, if it's a smaller area, I think it could do well. I think that might be fun, because when I think of Disney, I think of an innovative company that's always looking for things that they can have in their future. And so, whether that's cool new animatronic technology or cool new movie technology or anything that they're doing, I'd love to see it. And that's something that they're actually focusing on right now is actually, they're kind of pulling back the curtain on Imagineering, specifically with like Zach Ridley on Instagram. He shares a lot of details you wouldn't have heard, 10 years ago.
Right.
So yeah. I'd like to see if, we take that showcase that Zach Ridley is doing and actually give it a physical location. Here's what we have coming in the future. Here's what we're working on. And I don't know.
Here's where my mind goes to with one of those things.
Yeah.
When you talk about like future technologies or current technologies that Disney's working on.
Yeah.
I immediately go back to the backlot tour.
Backlot, yeah.
And remember where you would go by and there was the huge like fabric area and they were like making the costumes and stuff.
Yeah.
How sick would it be to have like whatever? I mean, I know everything now is such a big secret they wouldn't want to, but like what if they were like redoing some of the animatronics from a ride that everybody always knows? Like it'd be kind of cool to actually see them like at work.
Think like the Art of Disney Animation that they had before, where you literally would walk in and they are making a movie in front of your eyes.
It was so cool.
Well, maybe we have that model where they're literally working on something in front of your eyes, which I mean that could be tricky. Oh, another idea that I had, since there's two areas, and I think, think like Electric Umbrella. We could have a little walk-up quick service area called Future Eats.
Oh, I saw what you did there.
With
food from the 90s? Sorry.
Yeah. No, with like fun stuff that maybe they're working on, that it's not, you don't walk in, it's the same menu necessarily every day,
Yeah.
My mind, you know where my mind goes? My mind immediately goes to Dippin' Dot, like the Dippin' Dot, the ice cream of the future.
Ice cream of the future.
And then, do you remember that stuff? Brandon, I don't know if you ever saw this. We had this place here at a mall locally. It didn't last very long, but they would, they would dry ice like cereal, and you would eat it, right? And it's like freezing cold. You eat it, and then when you breathe, the place was literally called Dragon's Breath. I'm not kidding.
Oh, dang.
And so you eat it, and you would blow out like all of the.
Oh, that's so cool.
It could be all that kind of stuff. Future
Okay.
eats.
So that's what I got. It's the Tomorrowland Convention Center. And when you walk into Tomorrowland, when you walk in there, I want to see cool stuff.
Yeah.
I want to see tomorrow. So I don't necessarily want it to be a time capsule. And that's not what Disney World is supposed to be, or any Disney park, because that's what Walt Disney said. Don't let it be a time capsule. It's always evolving. So
All right, here's the one thing, Brandon. We got to make sure that he doesn't call it convention center, because I feel like anybody under the age of 25 would walk by and be like, so you got to think of a clever name like Future
It's
Eats.
got to be a much better name than convention center.
Well, I was thinking more along the line, like literally, it was the Tomorrowland Interplanetary Convention Center that you walked into for Alien Encounter.
It needs its own website.
Yeah.
.com. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Wait,
I mean,
it's Tick
like
for
it.
short.
Tick for short. Tick. Yeah.
Tick. I like Tick.
Timekeeper.
Oh,
come on. Oh, come on. Okay.
Throwback.
Anyway. All right. Who's
Okay,
next?
That was good. I'll go.
All right.
Okay, go.
Yeah.
You got it.
Okay, so all right, let's take a look at the blueprints. So up on screen. So both of these areas have some unfortunate, like huge things stacked against them. All right, so small footprint, not a lot of queue space, not being able to expand like forward, backward. I guess they could go up, but there's really no expansion space at all. So the question is, how can we utilize this space with minimal changes? Because I'm also thinking about their budget, since things are killing them since COVID. So here we go.
Yeah.
First, I would turn Monsters Laugh Floor into Ralph Breaks the Internet attraction.
Okay.
All right, so stay with me.
Yep.
Now, here's the thing. Now, I should give an idea. So think similar to PhilharMagic and It's a Bug's Life, but not those.
Okay.
I know those are dated, but
Yeah.
here's, stay with me.
3D
A
movie.
lot of Disney's decisions are based on successes of different IPs. So when I look at Ralph Breaks the Internet, I immediately search. I was like, well, how much money did it make? Because like that was the second film. Well, the second film did way better than the first film did. So it grossed $529 million. And I was like, kind of like, is that a lot? I don't know if that's a lot. But then I was like, okay, well, how much did Moana make? Because I felt like that was a pretty big smash hit. So that was only $643 million. So in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't that big of a difference to me. Maybe I'm wrong, but I was like, okay, Ralph Breaks the Internet. And like when I'm thinking technology and future related, I feel like that doesn't bode well for the first film anyway, but Ralph Breaks the Internet does. Okay, I think this would be perfect into the forward-thinking theme of Tomorrowland, because that's what it's always been about. And there's already a theater and a screen experience in that space. So that's an easy-ish lift. So looking at the blueprints, I would gut the theater seating, the theater seating, and we would have to build a state-of-the-art rumble seats, if you would, smell-o-vision, etc.
Like we went to PhilharMagic in Paris.
Yes.
They had like this weird rumble seating.
Yes.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, so where like bass and stuff, or they could do, well, I think of the Bug's Life when you get stung by the whatever, like, so they could
the
work
little bugs
something.
run underneath you.
Well, I remember in Paris, the floor literally moved. Like it was like a moving floor.
Dang, I don't even remember that.
Yeah,
I feel like
it
that's
was
a big
crazy.
deal. Should remember that.
Like when the PhilharMagic, when the you're in the Fantasia scene, the brooms, whenever the brooms would like slam, you wouldn't only hear it, the floor would shake. It was so cool.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Gotta go to Paris.
We went to Disneyland Paris and saw PhilharMagic. What?
Was it in English?
Yeah.
I think they did do it. Some of the rides we weren't in English. But
Actually, no, it wasn't. It wasn't.
yeah, some of the things weren't, but you could figure it out.
Yeah.
So, like, okay, so we got the new seating replacing, like, got to get some smell-o-vision stuff in there. So 4D, right? So we would definitely need to update the screen and technology around that, because I just think that was built a long time ago. So screen and technology and video, what they can do now is, my mind immediately goes to the LED wall that they put in and it's been there for several years now, but the LED wall they put in the Frozen, what is it? Frozen sing along.
Yeah.
That picture is incredible.
Unless the panels are out.
600K.
Yeah, and that's dated. So imagine what they could do now.
Yeah.
So, all right, my first choice would have been, so replace the screen. Now, to be honest, my first choice would have been a virtual experience for sure. And not what you're thinking, like the goggles and the weird things that you see on TikTok. How do you know that your boyfriend will never leave you? And he's down there playing with the silly things on. Anyway,
everybody gets their own Oculus.
Yes. But if you think back to The Void, if you did not get a chance to do The Void in Disney Springs, oh my gosh, like that was a completely immersive experience. Now, there's just no way to do that. That wouldn't work in a park because of the time it takes to put all that stuff on, the limited amount of space that you have. That's not going to work. So that had to go. But there just needs to be a way to have some type of immersion in it. And then I thought, okay, well, we could do, there's like this random ride at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, where you go in there and you sit down and you do put like
Battle Fryer.
Yes, you put a goggle helmet on. Horrific experience just because the technology's
it's
not great.
Horrible.
But now I'm thinking, dude, with COVID, like you can't wear anything.
No.
Yeah.
The one thing that still works
except for 3D glasses
is 3D glasses.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that still works. I mean, even during all this stuff with COVID, all the 3D attractions are up and operating.
Yeah.
So they're easy to clean and they're obviously cheap to manufacture. So it's not very expensive.
I always like with Star Tours and the Toy Story Mania, I always grab from the back of the set because I'm like, no. That might have been
all 47 of them.
That might have been. I did that before COVID too. Like I didn't want people's hands all over my face. Like,
I'm with you.
Thank you.
Well, in COVID times, that's still the cleanest, safest way.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do there. I still think they would have to use the queue space the way it is, but I feel like, Brandon, it's been such a long time since we've been in there. Brandon, it's always been this ongoing joke between Brandon and Krista and Kim and I. We went one time and we sat in there. You know how they had like the little cameras that would, before the show would start, they would zoom in and turn the light on like on a.
And then there'd be like they put a little caption on the bottom of the screen.
And so they zoomed in on Brandon and put churros for everybody. So that's always been our joke. And Brandon's never bought us.
I love
churros.
it. Oh my gosh.
I've never gotten churros for anybody, much less everybody.
That's right. But when I read that back to you, Brandon, were you not surprised that there's 400 seats in there?
Yeah, that did not. I thought it was way smaller than that.
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, because at first I was thinking like, gosh, if we do another, what I originally thought was going back to Timekeeper and doing a Circle Vision theme, but you can't put a lot of people in there.
I mean,
littles can't see as well either.
There's probably 8 rows of 50.
I guess so, but dang, I didn't think it was that many people.
Yeah.
So that's a good crowd hold. That's PhilharMagic size, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like,
I feel like PhilharMagic might be bigger.
It's got to be because I was just surprised. Okay. All right. So that's all I got for then. So let's go across the street.
Okay.
Now, this might be an easy way out, but I just thought there was something missing. So turning to Stitch's Great Escape, there have been rumors for some time of turning this into a character meet and greet spot, and I would do that. So very little would need to be done. just some great backdrops. Think of how they did the character meet and greet in Epcot with like the Fab Five. They had like these cool backgrounds. The lighting was all great in there. It would be a great spot to include a ton of characters that are either never in the park or hardly in the park. That's why I think this would be valuable. Yeah. And you could keep it Tomorrowland theme. And so what would come to mind, isn't it during like the Christmas party that they do, or some party that they always have, the cast of The Incredibles are always out there, like they do a dance party with a DJ.
Oh, right, because they're the only ones who party. It's weird.
And so you could have all of them, right? You could have Mr. and Mrs. Incredible, Edna, Frozone. So there's some characters that you hardly get to see. And then Baymax, I think, would make more sense there than he would at Epcot continuing. Stitch, obviously, as an homage to him and his attraction, but he's still a hugely popular character. And then bring Lilo? Ralph and Penelope over and join Sadness.
Can we get Lilo?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, cool.
Let's do it.
Thank you.
So, I mean, maybe I was taking the cheap way out, but I just kind of felt like there's not great character experiences, and it was like in Tomorrowland, and that was a way to bring in characters that you wouldn't typically get to see that are part of some pretty big franchises.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's my thoughts.
I love it. Go, Dave.
I like it a lot. There's nothing wrong with not, even though we're bulldozing it. We don't have to completely remake it. We can use the spot that's there, and it actually has a lot. Like the Stitch's greatest. There's a lot of queue space. Outside. I mean, so that kind of helps. At first I was like, where are you going to put everybody? But it goes kind of around, where the big gray rocks are that go where you, right at the entrance. It's
you
all
mean
back
the rocks that
there.
need to be absolutely demolished and they need to go away now?
At least just go back to a normal color like Mars. I don't understand the gray rock.
Yes. Anyway. That's where you would exit the Stitches meet and greet.
Yeah.
You would walk through that, through there. Yeah.
Brandon, what you got, dude?
Yeah, I'm ready for Brandon's. We'll see what I want to hear.
All right. So, Dave, I love the fact that you took the economical way out. But hey, if we're going to completely reimagine it, we're going to say that COVID didn't happen and that money isn't really an option, right?
Here we go.
So, here we go. Right. This is what I would do. I think what Tomorrowland is missing is a wow factor. When you turn right from the hub and you walk into Tomorrowland, yes, there's a sign, but I think it's missing the wow. And Disney is really good at the wow. Okay. So this is what I would do. I would demolish both buildings. Okay. I would demolish them completely, and I would build this. I would build an futuristic building, a building that kind of reminds me of the Coke building in Disney Springs. Okay. Different color scheme and obviously not Coke themed. But what I would do would be this. We know that we love the People Mover. In my dream world, the People Mover opens back up in all of its greatness. But what I think hurts the People Mover is that where that attraction loads is not the best. It's situated over the restaurant, under the Astro Orbiter, and it's kind of shoved in there. So this is what I would do. In this building, it would be sort of the model of a futuristic train station, futuristic train depot. That's not the right word for it, but
no, I'm hearing you.
It would be a building that is kind of like Union Station in New York, but upgraded to the future. So there's restaurants in there. There's exhibits in there, and futuristic exhibits that are kind of, they remind me of when you leave Spaceship Earth, they have all those games and futuristic exhibits, but there's going to be a much better version of that updated to the future, obviously.
Sick.
So both buildings would be connected by a bridge. So on the left side where you have Stitch's Great Escape, this is where the train station portion of it would be. This would be a new loading area for the People Mover attraction, because I think the People Mover attraction needs a cool loading area. As it sits now, you go up the moving staircase, but depending on the day, the queue winds through the, it's just random. So I think that a cool interactive queue for the loading station would be awesome for the people mover. Yeah. So that's that side. The buildings would be connected by a bridge. So you go to the other side, and this is where you have your quick service restaurant. This is where you have your Tomorrowland gift shop, something on the size of mouse gear. Take out all the little gift shops that are everywhere in Tomorrowland and just make a big one that encompasses everything in there. And so that's what I would do. I would demolish it all. It needs a flourish. Tomorrowland needs a flourish in the entrance. And I think that by building this giant futuristic thing that has a great queue, I think of Peter Pan, like an awesome queue that has like, hey, this is how the people mover works. This is the technology that does that. And then like you can move the cars around on the wall and things like that. So that is what I would do. That's just what pops in my head the most. I just think Tomorrowland, like you said, looks super outdated. And I think it just needs hey, that's the land I want to head to from the hub. I want everybody to go right instead of going left.
Yeah.
I mean, really. I think of, you say that, I think of Walt Disney, like they built Tomorrowland and then Walt was like, yeah, no. And they gutted it and redid it. Like they completely redid Tomorrowland. I think it might be time for a Tomorrowland re-update. Re-update? Yeah.
Re-update. And there's a whole bunch of other things I would do. We could do a whole nother episode on just the rest of Tomorrowland because I think a lot of stuff in Tomorrowland doesn't belong in Tomorrowland. But for now, that's what I would do with Stitches and Monsters.
I hear it.
There's a show that we listened to that a long time ago. One of the hosts said, the hole in the ozone layer above Florida is solely caused by Autopia.
Oh my gosh.
And that's that's the number one thing I would take out of Tomorrowland.
Yeah, that's
gotta go. All right.
That's a huge footprint too.
We're walking into Tomorrowland for the first time. It's right after we rode Seven Doors Mine Train. We're super pumped. The first thing we run into is an alien lounge singer. And after we're done eating lunch, we go and we sit down in a car that burns more gas than a diesel semi. And then after we're done with that, we go and we break our neck on a rickety old attraction that's 50 years old.
Which one?
Yes.
And then we get in that creepy elevator to go up to Astro Orbiters.
Yes.
Where the view is amazing, the ride is horrible, and the elevator is sketchy at best.
And then if you want more than one person to fit in your car, sorry, hard pass.
Not going to happen.
One time during Disney After Hours, when there's nobody there, they tried to put me and my dad in the same car.
I'm sorry, what?
My dad and I are both over 200 pounds.
I remember that.
What?
Yeah,
How?
my wife and I, they did put Krista and I in one of those cars. I swear to God, I thought they had to get the jaws of life to get us out of the thing.
That's it, Matthew. You and I are riding it together.
No, I can't. Like my dad sat down in it, and I was like, nope. You have fun. I'm going to go stand to the side. And that's what I had to do. I had to wait. And then I wrote it on the next one. I was like, Are you serious right now?
Just be like, Dad, vertical pedal on the right now. Floor it. Okay. I want to say this. We love Tomorrowland. I feel like we have bashed the crap out of it for the last 5 minutes. I'd still love
Tomorrowland's my favorite land.
I know. It's so. I love the retro fabulousness of it. But it needs some work, and more than just a fresh coat of paint on them creepy rocks.
Retro. Needs some... Like you said, retro fabulous. It kind of made me think of ghetto fabulous, but now I'm like retro ghetto fabulous. I think that's it.
Retro ghetto fabulous.
Why can't this be a normal episode? That would be the title. Retro ghetto fabulous.
Retro ghetto fabulous.
Oh, this was great.
That's my life motto. Man, I'm retro awesome. Ghetto fabulous.
All right, man. Great ideas.
Yeah.
This was super cool.
So much fun.
All right. We'll be back next Tuesday when we reimagine. Wait for it. Tell them, Matthew.
Animation Courtyard.
Oh, we got some stuff for you.
It's gonna be good.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.